Hi, I'm Megan, and I just got back from Disney World a few weeks ago, and I love to go shopping every time I go there. I make sure to budget for it, and I just always really like watching people's videos when they get back and do a haul video as well. So I thought it would be fun to also create one in case you're also interested in watching these types of videos. I'm an annual pass holder at this moment in my life, but I'm going to just tell you the prices. I tried to remember the prices and write them down, but for the ones that I do have prices for, I'm just going to tell you what they were for just anybody before the discounts. To start off with, I'm not an avid pin collector, at least yet, but I do obviously like to pick up pins when I'm there, and so those are some that I did get. I don't remember the price on this one, but I did get an Aurora pin. I love her in this outfit, and so when I saw this, I just had to get it. And then my sister got me this one. That was the hotel that we stayed at, and so our building was also right by it, so it just made sense to get this pin to commemorate our trip. I had seen people get these ones, and there's the Pink Castle version too, but I just never had picked those out yet. But when I saw that they had the mystery buses on it, or as an option, I was like, I gotta get that. I just love the Disney buses, especially at Disney World. I love all the different designs from the different movies that they have up and going, and it's always just fun to wait and see which one you're gonna get, and hopefully it's a fun character one. Sometimes you just get the dud and it's just a basic bus. Better than nothing, right? But still, like, it just adds to the magic when you get a fun, cute character bus. And I just thought, what a better way, right? Like, how fun is that? And little did I know that they still have 2025 out. And the bus pins are in the collection for 2026. And I didn't realize that I would even need to be mindful about that. And so, unfortunately, I got the year 2025 collection, which do not have the mystery bus pins. So I got some that are, like, honestly not the best, but I mean, I know that's the risk you take when you buy these bags, right? I understand that. I'll forgive it though, because I got this Donald one and he's dressed up in his St. Patrick's Day outfit, and we were there during St. Patrick's Day. And so it's like, okay, that's kind of fun, I guess, right? And then I also got an Ariel 25 years of pin trading. I love Ariel and the Little Mermaid, so again, they're pins I can forgive. I was really hoping to try to get a bus pin, and the good news is I'll be back some more, so there'll be other opportunities. I also ended up getting my brother a collection. He hasn't opened his yet, but his, unfortunately, I learned that if it has the 25 years logo up here, the 25-year anniversary, that's the year 2025, and so unfortunately he also got last year's collection still, so that's a bummer that they still have all of those out and ready. Also, my cat's roaming around, so if I get distracted or you hear little noises, this is my cat Ahsoka. She's my little baby. And the mystery pack was $22.99. Something I was really excited to get when I was there was the Winnie the Pooh bucket. I know some people think these are stupid, and that's fine. You do you. I don't collect a lot of these, but I do have some. I love Winnie the Pooh, and I just thought this was such a cute Easter design. When I buy these, I use them as decoration. I don't actually take them to the park and wear them around my neck with the lanyard, which it did come with a lanyard. But I like to just put them on my shelves for decoration, and I just thought this would be a cute Easter display. But this was only $25, which again, I thought that was a good deal. It's a good size. Piglet pops in and out of the egg, and it's colored all the way around. This is for those of you who are interested in putting popcorn in there. This is what the inside looks like. I didn't have them put the popcorn in there because I didn't want it to get all buttery. They just put it in the normal popcorn cardboard container for me, and I was able to eat that and put this safely in my backpack. And then this is, if you're interested, what the lanyard looks like. Another thing I was really excited to do when I was there was do the extravaganza at Epcot. I just thought it was such a fun idea. I know they've done this for years before, and every time I see it, I just have always thought it was really cute. I've just never been at either Disneyland or at Disney World during the extravaganza, and I finally got to do it. So if you're not aware, they take these larger eggs and hide them throughout Epcot, specifically the World Showcase. And if you want, you can pay $11.99 to get this. And the stickers actually came on the back, and then on the front where the pictures are now are the places, the countries that had the eggs. And so it wouldn't tell you who was there, but it would tell you to look out for an egg in Canada or Norway. And then when you found the egg, you would take the sticker off of the character there, and then you would put him or her, I think they actually might have been all boys maybe, but you would take that sticker and put it in the country that you found it at. And then at the very end of the day, you would take it in to one of the stores. It wasn't all of the stores, but there were a good chunk of them that had these, where you could go return these back and get a really cute plastic egg. And then they would like mark it so they know that you already got your reward or your prize. And again, this is all included. So all of this was $11.99. And I just think this is so cute. The White Rabbit, I think he might be my ultimate favorite Disney character. I just love him. He's so cute and silly. And I love how it says the year on the back with the extravaganza. I think I'm actually going to leave this out year round on one of my shelves. I just think it's so cute. It's just like your typical plastic egg, just bigger. Like, that's a pretty good size, about as big as my hand. And it opens up just like any other plastic egg. Just want to make sure to close it properly. And yeah, I just think it's so fun and so cute. Well worth the $11.99 in my opinion. And then while I waited to exchange mine at the very end when I was finished, technically if you wanted to, you didn't have to stress about it because they were starting to kind of run out of some of the characters. They also had Minnie, Mickey, Chip and Dale, and Thumper. But weirdly enough, at one of the stores, they were running out of Chip, but they had Dale and like all the other ones. But I always think of Chip and Dale as a set, and so it was just weird that only one of them was sold out and not the other. Kind of interesting. But needless to say, or if you just don't want to stress about making sure to make it back to a store in time before it closes, and if that's your only day there, right? That was the case for me, and so it kind of got a little stressful at the end of the day because Epcot's big and you don't want to go back and forth, right? So we tried to be strategic and just go around. That didn't end up happening. We kind of had to do some back and forth, but by the end of the day, it was getting close to closing and we still hadn't exchanged it in for our egg yet. And we weren't planning on coming back to Epcot for this trip. And so it started to get a little stressful. So if I were to do it again, or if I go back another year and I'm doing the extravaganza, I'll probably just go ahead and pick out my price right when I buy it. I'll still be able to do the stickers. It's just a matter of they'll just stamp it again. Notice how it's not even in the way of the stickers. They did it on this side too. But I'm still able to, I would have still been able to go through and do the stickers and do the activity. You do you. I just think if I do it again, I would do it that way. I got another popcorn bucket. I think this one was about $15. They're doing it now, which I think they've been doing it for a while, but just if you bring it back, you can refill it for like $3 or something, which is pretty cool. I've seen these socks forever and I've always just held off because $20 for a pair of socks is kind of silly, but I finally caved and got them. And I know that they do it where if you buy 2 pairs, you save like, instead of $19.99, they're like $16.99 each. I just got these ones. I think they're cute and fun. So, St. Marie on the bottom with her bow. She's embroideried on. Got the little ruffles. So cute, right? Okay. I am an annual pass holder, like I've said. I finally was there when they had a magnet for the annual pass holders. I didn't realize, because I always seen and heard about these, right? But I never knew that it was sporadic. And so when I wasn't there during the period earlier, it made me sad. I wanted my magnet. But I finally was there during one, and cherry on top, Zootopia. I love Zootopia. So I was actually there like the day before the last day to get these. So that's pretty exciting that I was able to get one of these. I just think it's so fun and cute. And then also, don't forget to grab these. I just think these are so fun and cute. And I've collected these every year that I've gone to the parks. And it's just always fun to pull them out and look at them. And see the changes of what they used to look like in years past. They have these two now. This is one of the kid maps. So they do look a little bit different. But again, I just think they're fun. They're free. They're easy to pack. They don't take up a lot of room in your suitcase. This was for the Flower and Garden Festival. So it had where all the topiaries were located and which ones to look for. They had pages of the special foods that they had. Just special things like that. Again, just a special little free memento to have from the trip. Okay, so I got some prizes for my family members. So something I picked out for one of my sisters were these ears. They're technically from the Valentine's collection, but they still have them out, and I just thought she would love these. They're so cute. And these were $36.99. $36.99. I got two crew neck style tops when I was there. One of them was this. They've rotated through characters and colors. This is a newer one, and I finally got her, or Minnie, and I just think it's so cute. I love the vintage vibes. This one was $64.99. Yeah, $64.99. There's nothing on the back. And then I also got a Flower and Garden. So it says Flower and Garden right there. And then on the back, because they have an Alice in Wonderland collection. So even though they don't even have an Alice in Wonderland topiary, like how cute would the White Rabbit be? How cute would it be to have Alice playing croquet with the Queen of Hearts? Like, oh, missed opportunity, especially because they have Alice in Wonderland in like an Alice in Wonderland collection for their merch. Like, where is that? Hello? Anyways, at least there was some merch. So I got this, and this one was $59.99. I was kind of bummed because they didn't have the pin that I wanted for Flower and Garden. So I'll just have to end up ordering that online. And then they had an extravaganza pin that actually looked like this. So again, I had to get that. Nowhere to be found. So I'll have to also get that online as well at some point. I got some t-shirts. The t-shirts, when I was looking at my receipts, they ranged from either $36.99 or $32.99. And then also, if you buy two at the same time, there's the discount where you get like $3 off of each shirt. So just know $32.99-ish, $36.99-ish. I got some shirts for me. I got some shirts for my family members. So I got this one for my mom. She loves Donald. So this one was from Epcot. And there was nothing on the back. Just a blue t-shirt. I got this one for my dad. This one was from Animal Kingdom. So another shirt for my family. It's got Goofy on it playing soccer. I got this one for both my sister and I. So I got two. This I just love the lavender color, but then I just thought it was so fun having the castle in the background. It has some of the princesses on it. A lot of times you don't see shirts like this unless they're geared towards the youth section, and it was just nice to see one like this for adults. And then lastly, in the shirts, I also got a Tower of Terror shirt. This one was specifically at the Tower of Terror gift shop after you get done with the ride. I love Tower of Terror. I'm bummed that California Adventure got rid of theirs. I know technically Guardians is still there, and it's a similar concept, but the whole aspect of the ride changed when they changed the theme, and it did matter, and it did make a difference. I prefer Tower of Terror. I do. So thankfully it's still at it's still at Hollywood Studios. I'm still able to experience it. I just go to Disneyland more than I do Disney World, so it's a bit of a bummer. But at least it's still there. It's still an option. But I got this white t-shirt. Like, how fun is that? Okay, and then another thing that I bought, I believe this is the last item. One more thing that I bought, this is for one of my sisters. She loves Chip, and she's been looking out for this bag for quite some time. And they're always out whenever we go. When I saw it that night when we were there at Epcot in the Canadian Pavilion, I was like, ah, I gotta get it. So I finally found the Chip Lug bag for my sister, and she's gonna be so excited. She doesn't know I got it for her yet. But how fun is that? So I got the lug bag, and this one was $65.99. And then there is a strap that comes with it, but I haven't even, like, I want to let my sister be the one to take it apart and put it together. But it's just your typical lug bag, but just Chip themed, and it's from the Canadian Pavilion. And so I don't know if you can see, but in the plaid, there's like the Canadian flag, or like the maple leaf, and then there's like Mickey embroidered in it too. Can't really see it a whole lot, but needless to say, it's there in the print. So, star of the show though is Chip, of course. And then for those of you interested, with how much I saved with my annual pass. Now, I didn't keep all of my receipts, and so I don't know for sure like the exact amount. But from the receipts I did keep, they do have on the bottom of the receipt how much I saved because of my annual pass. And I saved $120.30. So from the receipts I did keep, that's how much I saved. So keep in mind there were some other receipts floating out there that I threw away along the way. Keep in mind that didn't include food discounts. That didn't include hotel discounts. Things like that. But just to give you an idea on merch at least, there you go. $120.30 was some of the money I saved, which was pretty nice if I do say so. All right, well, thank you so much for taking the time to stop by and watch. I had a lot of fun shopping for my family and myself, and I just always love watching these videos too, so I hope you enjoyed it as well. And have a great rest of your day. Bye.